If you're using a penis pump for size or ED, there's one mistake that can waste your time, and in some cases, actually make things worse. Because most guys think pumps are either a magic growth hack or they're dangerous. The truth is, they can be one of the best tools for blood flow and erection quality, but only if you use them the right way and for the right reason. Also, before we even talk about bigger, you need to hear this: 87% of men think they're below average, but the data on 20,000 men says the average erect size is around 5.5 inches, with average girth around 4.75 inches. So, in this video, I'm going to answer the questions guys actually ask me. Can you increase girth naturally? And does that also change length? Can you use a pump every day like a workout? And what's too much? And if you've got ED, especially with a history of smoking, what's the real root cause and what you should test first? And near the end, I'll explain the one thing most men don't understand: why oxygen and blood flow decide whether your penis gets stronger or slowly shrinks over time. Stay with me. This part is the wake up call.
Reasoning being says, what natural way is there to increase girth rather than length? You can't just increase girth and not length. It's gonna usually go together. And the way to increase girth or length is probably what I just talked about, the penis pump. Okay. But when you increase girth, you're gonna increase length. And I will tell you this, guys, 87% of men think that they are not well endowed. But in reality, research studies have shown that they look at 20 men of all different ethnicity and age, and the average erect penis is 5.5 to 5.75 in length and 4.75 in circumference. So if you're around there, you're average. A small penis is considered 3 inch. Erect in length is what is considered smaller penis. All right. So oftentimes we are harsh critics of ourselves. Most of the time, you're probably average. Can you use a penis pump every day? Sort of like you're doing a workout routine. Will that help with performance? I got one and still not sure if I can use it regularly. That's a good question, Strange. You can use it every day. And if you have ED, I suggest that you do use it every day if you have ED. So I'm not sure if you have ED or not. Can use it if you have ED. But if you're using it for maintenance, if you don't have ED, and you're using it for size, you don't have to use it every day. And you won't harm your penis if you use it every day. Now, if you use it 5 times a day, then your penis will get fatigued and you will harm your penis. If you use it once a day, you don't won't harm it. So if you have ED, you really do need to use it every day to train the penis on what's it like to have an erection. Now, if you don't have ED, you're doing it just for length and girth, then you're probably okay with doing it like 3 times a week. But doing it every day is not bad as well. And yeah, you're probably okay. Now, if you're doing it 5 times in one day, then that's not too good. But again, everything in moderation. I hope that helped. I'm 35 years old. I'm gonna start exercising and take your suggestion real soon. Yes, you'll respond to my quick question. Oh, thank you. I hope what was helpful. Listen, like I said, sometimes the most meaningful thing that you need to do is right in front of you and it's free. You don't need to chase that shiny object, guys. Okay? You really don't need to. Oftentimes we think, oh, I'm gonna buy this filament from Africa, tree bark. That's gonna solve all my problems. It's actually probably not. Because remember, our body almost 1 million years old. So the way that it operates doesn't require other synthetic material or chemical. So just know that. Mr. Tula says that he's increased to 0.2 inches longer right after 2 sets of 4 minutes. That's great. Okay, what do I have to do to put an end to my ED? I've stopped smoking. I used to have oxygen deficiency. I don't know what that means. You used to have oxygen deficiency because of your lungs, because of smoking. You have emphysema or COPD and you don't have enough oxygen. Is that what you mean? Could you have emphysema or COPD? I have ED since I was a teen. I don't know how old you are right now, and I don't know how long you've been smoking. So the longer you smoke, it's just the worse your ED is going to be. If you are a smoker, you might as well say goodbye to your erection, period. And if you take pain medicine, you might as well say goodbye to your erection as well, too. Because pain medicine will affect your erection as well, decrease your testosterone. And so when you smoke to a point where you have oxygen deficiency, which I assume is from emphysema or a COPD, then your penis not going to get enough oxygen either. If your lungs not going to get enough oxygen. So I don't know how long you've been smoking. If you had ED since you were a teen, it could be due to other things. You're a teen, I assume that the smoking hasn't affected by then. Yeah, the ED may be more psychological than physical, assuming that physically there's no curvature or your testosterone level is good. Smoking do decrease testosterone level, okay? If you just recently stopped, it's gonna take years for your body to recover from the smoking, but it can recover, so it's not too late. And for you right now, if you're having ED, it's best to probably get right now a penile Doppler ultrasound and see what the blood flow is in your penis. If they see that the arterioles or the inflow of blood is not coming in well, then that's not a good time. You may want to get your testosterone level checked and get an assessment of your vascular status, like how's your heart doing and how is the arteries that come out of your heart and go down to your penis, like involving the arteries of the legs. If the artery to the leg is compromised of oxygen, most likely you will have compromise of oxygen to your penis as well. So for you, I would suggest seeing a doctor and getting evaluated for your vascular status, which is your blood flow status first, and see if you're getting enough blood flow down to the penis there because of ED when you were a teen, as well as a history of smoking. I hope that was helpful. It doesn't hurt to use the penis pump. It really does not hurt. When you use the penis pump, it brings in blood to the penis, it brings in oxygen to the penis, and it also makes the penis muscle more flexible. So it doesn't hurt. So with you, would suggest using the penis pump daily. Where can you get the penis pump? You can get the penis pump at ednomore.com or check the link down below this video to get the penis pump so you can start exercising your penis again. Remember, you are only one pump away. I've been using a penis pump 5 to 6 times per week. Awesome. Awesome, Mr. Tula. 2 sets of 4 minutes at 5 inches of mercury of pressure. I've been noticed my bone press flaccid stretch length increase. Yep. Could this be a sign of gain? Yes, absolutely. This is definitely a sign of gain because when you do the penis pump, you are bringing blood into the penis. I just moved. I can't find the penis pump somewhere. But when you do the penis pump, it creates like a negative pressure, right? It's a vacuum. So when it creates a negative pressure, it will pull blood. So here's your testicle, the penis, and here's the pubic bone right here. So you're pressing the cylinder against the pubic bone. When you do a pump, it creates like negative pressure, like a vacuum, and it pull blood from your body, go into the penis, and it makes the penis engorge with blood. So when the penis gets engorged with blood, it stretches the muscle. So when it stretches the muscle, then will lengthen your penis. It's like going to the gym and you do bicep curls with weights, right? When you do bicep curls with weights enough, you're going to notice that your arm muscle, your bicep gets bigger, right? Because every time you do that, you bring in blood to the muscle, and that muscle is engorged with blood. When it's engorged with blood, it actually stretches the muscle. When the muscle stretches, your body will make more muscle. And that's why when you go to the gym, you work out with the gym. And when you do weights, you bring more muscle in, more blood comes in, more muscle development. Same thing happened to the penis. You bring more blood in, the penis muscle stretches, and you will gain a more length, about an inch in length, and you'll probably gain about half an inch to a quarter of an inch in girth. And the benefit for a penis pump is it stretches the penis muscle, it prevents fibrosis or scar tissue development in the penis, And it's also bringing fresh oxygen that is in your blood to the penis muscle. When you bring in oxygen to the tissue, that tissue heals, right? It heals and they become stronger. And when you do the penis pump, it will actually almost like train your penis to have an erection. When it trains your penis to have an erection, like exercising your penis to be ready for an erection. So when you have ED, if you don't use a pump and if you're having difficulty with intimacy, how else can you have an erection? You don't. So then what happened? You don't have an erection. What happened to the penis muscle? It shrivels up and it starts to atrophy or it starts to shrink. The muscle starts to kind of smaller and start to shrink. And then when it starts to shrink, then you start seeing scar tissue in the penis. And I have seen that with the patient that come in to see me with 20 years of ED, 40 years of ED. Their muscle literally shrink. It goes almost like hidden inside the foreskin. It gets so small that it gets inside the foreskin and you don't even see the penis. You see more the foreskin because of muscle atrophy. And if you don't bring oxygen to a muscle, the muscle is going to start dying. It's going to start dying, and then the muscle start dying. The muscle is going to start be replaced with scar tissue, and scar tissue doesn't expand. When you have an erection, if the muscle gets stiff and it doesn't expand, then you're going to have ED. That's going to happen even if you take Viagra or Cialis. But you do the penis pump will actually stretch that scar tissue area to try to make it more flexible. So that way your penis can be engorged with blood. Now, your body is made so well that within minutes, you can have 40 times more blood flow down to the penis. 40 times, 40x more blood flow to the penis to give you an erection. But the muscle has to be soft and flexible. Corpus cavernosum or the shaft of the penis muscle have to be soft and flexible in order for it to be engorged with blood to have a functional erection. Does that make sense?
So here's the takeaway: a penis pump isn't a toy and it isn't a scam. It's a blood flow tool. Used correctly, it can bring fresh oxygen into the tissue, help keep the penis flexible, reduce the risk of scar tissue fibrosis, and for men with ED, it can help retrain erections. But don't fall into the more is better trap. Once a day is plenty. Doing it 5 times in a day is where guys get into trouble because the tissue can fatigue. And if you're dealing with ED, especially if you've smoked for years, don't just guess. Get your blood flow and testosterone checked and treat the real issue: circulation, oxygen, sleep, stress, and overall vascular health. Now I'm curious. Comment below. Are you using a pump for ED, for size, or both? And how many days per week? And if you want the next step, watch my next video on the best daily routine to improve blood flow and erection quality. Because the pump is a tool, but the real results come from what you do the other 23 hours of the day. Subscribe if you want straightforward men's performance guidance without the fluff, and I'll see you in the next one.